Hi friends, it's Carolyn Zook here with CZook Stitch, and today is Saturday, January 18th, 2025. Welcome to my channel about cross stitch. I am really glad that you are here spending part of your day or your evening with me. Welcome back. This week has definitely picked up in terms of work. We start classes on Tuesday, so I have my syllabi, they're done, I think pretty much. There were a couple reading assignments where I was like, let's just put TBD on it. But otherwise, my syllabi are up and running. I still have to go in and create the Google Classroom for both classes, but I got the weekend to do that. So luckily, I am off on Monday for MLK Day, so I do have an extra day. It's a little bit later. It's about 2:15 than I normally record because I went shopping and for lunch with a friend this morning, so that was really fun. We haven't shopped in a while. I bought a bunch of lamps because I'm redoing my living room. I got some outlets put in so I can put some lamps on either end of the couch, some lamps for the desk I'm at, all that good stuff. So I'm excited to get all that set up, but I was like, I need to get in and get filming here. So a couple of questions from last week's video. Two lady homesteaders asked, how do I track my time when I'm stitching? And I do get this question once in a while. I do it on my iPhone. I go into my clock app. I go under, so there's all my alarms. I go under stopwatch and I just do stopwatch. So I just hit start. I stitch. When I'm at a good stopping point for my 25/7 piece, I'll just stop it. And then when I go to start my main piece for the day, I'll hit start again and then really quickly hit lap. And then I know that lap 2 is my second piece time and my lap 1. You see how lap 1 is, lap 1 is no longer moving. That's 5 seconds of work on the first piece. And then I just stop. And so anytime I do stop it, like if I pick up my phone or somebody texts me or, I'm having a hard time to find what to watch, I will go ahead and stop it. And then I have to remember to start it again when I start stitching. Sometimes I do forget and I just try to estimate, okay, how long has it been? Based on which floss tubes I've watched or how much of a floss tube I've watched or something like that. So I hope that answers your question. I do this weird thing. I don't know why I do it. I do this thing where, okay, so, it went back to 0, but I convert, because this will give me hours and minutes, and then I convert it to all minutes, and then at the end, when I finish a piece, I convert it back to all hours. That's just the way my brain works. I know it doesn't make sense, but that's just the way my brain works. So, two lady homesteaders, I hope that answered your question. I just use my stopwatch on my phone. And yes, sometimes I do forget to restart it or start it, and you just do your best. Petra asked, is Cat Alphabet coming out in 2025? Cat Alphabet will be out in 2025. That is my full coverage Haid, one of them, by Irina Garmashova, I believe, and charted by Haid. And I will be working on that one again for Tour de France, which is in usually end of June, most of July. This coming summer is a little bit different because I do have to work for a week in July, whereas normally I wouldn't. We're trying out a summer camp for high schoolers. So what I may do, I may take a week off in early August. So take off 1 week, work a week, and then take the next 3 weeks off. So then I'll still get this chunk of time off. And when I'm doing that, I will be doing some travel, but I'll just try to make up any time that I can't work on Cat Alphabet. I'll try to make up the difference. But yes, Tour de France, we'll still be working on. I may not get as much done as I have in past years, but I will be working on it this year. Okay, let's get into the stitching. So my 25/7 piece for this month is Happy New Year. This is a Victoria sampler. This one I love. I'm on this scene right here with the people partying and dancing and the balloons. So we're getting close. We're getting close. Okay, this is on a 28 count pearl gray linen. Okay, so I got all the people are basically done with I got their skin in, their dresses done. I went back, I tore him out. That basically, because it's over, a lot of it is over one. The part you see back in there is not over one, those are over two. But the rest of him is over one in that brown color. I don't know, I did not like the way my stitches looked the first time I stitched him. He kind of looked like a Sasquatch, honestly. I don't know what, he looked funny. So I ripped him all out, and I'm going to put him back in. And then the people will all be done, I think. Oh, I have to put some shoes on her. She's missing her shoes. And then there's a dance floor I have to put in. Hopefully they'll all line up. And then I have to there's some back stitching and strings on the balloons. And then there's some confetti spotted. It's all like a single stitch over one scattered throughout. I may see if you can see through the linen to carry my threads on that. I'm clearly avoiding that. But that's where we're at. So we're making good progress. What day is today? Today's the 18th. So yeah, I mean, I think it's reasonable to get this scene anyway done this month. So that is Happy New Year. I love this piece. It is a good challenge. There's a lot of over one stitching, but it is a good challenge piece for me, and I'm really happy to be using it for 25/7 because after 25 minutes of over one stitching, I'm like, okay, I'm good. I can rest my eyes and go back to over two. Okay, so we're still doing Bringo. Let me show you my board. I explained it in last week's video, I believe. But it's a game we play in Magazine Monthly Challenge on Facebook. We do a call every day, the 1st through the 25th. So there's 25 calls, and then you have the last week of January to do any makeup that you'll need. So here's my Bringo board. I don't have a bingo yet. I will tonight. So this one that is colored in but not X'd off, that is today's call, which I'll talk about during plans. Then after I stitch that, I will have my first bingo going this way. But I've kept up, and I just don't have any bingos yet. The bingos are definitely starting to come in, but yeah, this will be my first one. I expect then this coming week I'll start getting a lot more bingos. But that is my bingo board. And so we give prompts, and then you find projects that fit that prompt, and then the goal is that you work on it for 1 hour or 100 stitches each day. I usually just make it my main piece and try to get 3 hours in. I haven't been super successful on that for all of the pieces, but that's my goal. So first up, so this week was funny because like I had no repeats. I didn't work on anything. I have about 10 total projects on my Bringo board. I didn't have any repeats this week. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, so we have 7 fresh new pieces. Okay, so first up was number 15, Whipper New Start, inspired to start by someone else. So I pulled up my Biddy Bowl for January. I started on the pillow here. And this was inspired to start by Candy, the 614 Stitcher. So I decided to start on that pillow, and this is where I got to. So I got some of the snow. I have another little cable car to stitch. The green on the trees, some more snow. I was missing a color that goes between the white and the brown there along it's a ski chalet. I think I called it A-frame last week. It's a ski chalet. So I picked that up today at Michael's. It's funny. I went to my Joann's to look. It's at 38.10. I went to my Joann, which is like a dark turquoise. I went to Joann's to look for it. They didn't have it. They were out. I went to a Michael's today, not my normal Michael's, but a Michael's, and they had one left, so I grabbed it, and it was not in the right spot. So that's where I got to on Biddy Bowl. Next up was number 19, A Whipper New Start with Words. So I pulled out Beautiful Things by Lindy Stitches. It says, oh my darling, it's true. Beautiful things have dents and scratches too. This is on my year of whips to finish this year. It's also the call for this month on my whip go board. I am working down here on the fence. So I have all this is done over here. And I'm working on the fence. And for whip go, I try to get, let's see, I work on it 4 days times 3 hours, right? Yeah, so 12 hours a month is what I'm aiming for, 12 hours a month. So I got to oh yeah, so I'm like right about in here on the fence. So I still have all that. I'm not quite halfway on the fence. So this is where I am. This is on a 32 count Outback Jack, I think, by Bestitch Me that I'm stitching it on. And so I just did a lot of this fence work in here. That fence it is taking a long time. But we're getting there. We're getting there. So I just need to put the finial on top. And then you could see in there, and then the next one is a slanted fence post. So I think it's doable. I mean, after that, I just have the words and then the border to do. But it's on my whip go board. I chose 6 pieces on my for my whip go board, and each one is on 4 times. And they'll each get 4 days or 12 hours. So 12 hours times 4 times is 48 hours. That should be more than enough to get it done, I think. I say that now. We'll see. That I should get it done with that. Okay. So that was Whip or New Start with Words. Next call was Whip or New Start, number 3, Whip or New Start by a non-US designer. And I chose Winter Montage. This is artwork by Janet Stever, charted by Pain Free Crafts. And Pain Free Crafts is actually out of Scotland. So that was fun. This is my seasonal Sunday piece, not done on Sundays, in the month of January. I got 1, 2, 3, 4. This leaf is completely done, and we're starting to move on to these berries. These berries are actually almost done too. So I'll have to do the fill-in in between and get started on the next leaf. So that is very exciting. I'm stitching all of the seasonal montages on a 32 count even weave, just in like, it's either white or antique white. I don't know. But I filled in this, and you can see these berries are almost done. And then we'll go back up to the top, and we'll have some, just like these, some fill in over here. And then we'll keep moving down. So that's exciting. It felt like that one went really, really fast. I forgot to write down, because really I came home from shopping and just immediately like got ready to film. So let me tell you. So I got a total of 368 stitches, and I am now at 6.33% done. So that's very exciting. Okay, next up was, the next call was number 17, which is Whip or New Start that relates to your name. And it can be your first name, middle name, last name, anything that relates to your name. I love, because people, like, I post what the call is, and then people will tell, like, what they're working on, which I love reading. And I loved reading people's names and kind of how creative they want. I think Jill said, I always wanted my name to be Susie. It was a very cute story. She wrote a very cute story. So anyway, I am very fortunate that my parents named me Carolyn, because there is a wonderful designer by the name of Carolyn Manning. So I worked on my hummingbird garden piece for this. So this is in just cross stitch. I'm currently in the summer 2024 section, but you need all 4 issues: the summer, spring, fall, winter. That was really out of order, but you know what I'm saying. You need all 4 of them to get this chart. This is Hummingbird Garden. So this is what you get in this issue. The summer issue is row 2, which is this, and I'm working on this one right here. This one is on my year of whips to finish this year. So I'm working on number 5 out of 12. So not quite halfway done yet. I should do that. Okay. Oh, I want this open because I want to see how much more I have. So I worked on this, and so this has now been 2 days worth of work on here. I am seeing that I forgot, there's a little orange thing that I forgot to put in there. So I will definitely do that. I don't have much left on this. I have the back stitching, like the vines, the back stitching vines to do. I have to fix that little piece right there. And I have the center, which has some Krynic. And I think that's it. So I think what I'm going to do on this one, instead of that, it's like I don't need a whole day to finish these. These really only take me 2.5 days. And by days, I mean about 3 hours. Like one day for me of stitching is about 3 hours. So I think another hour, hour and a half, if even that, to like do the fill in, and then this one will be done. So I'll probably just do that on like a Sunday afternoon, which is not my normal stitching time, to get that done. And then I can free up a whole day to work on something else, because that won't take long. So that is where we're at for number 5. And then there will be another mini thing over here, which, we'll see if I work on that or not at this point. But that is Hummingbird Garden by Carolyn Manning. And I am so very honored to share a name with her because I love her stuff. And I really want to start on a new one of hers, but I want to finish this one first. Okay, next call was number 8, and it is a Whipper New Start, a project of your choice. Okay, so you could choose whatever project you wanted. You stitch on it for the length of your favorite movie. And, picking one favorite movie is just hard to do. So I chose one of my favorites, which is Legally Blonde. It is 1 hour and 34 minutes long. I did rent it from Amazon and watch. I just love it. It's just a feel-good movie. And I chose A Cozy Respite, which is technically my New Year, New Start. It is from the 2025 Keepsake Calendar. And I'm trying to, for all my new starts, I try to give them 3 days. So this is what it will look like. I love it. And I am stitching this on a 28 count mystery linen. I don't know what it is, but it's the light blue. So I put another length of floss in the border down here and another length of floss in the border over here, and the same on the edges of the windows. But mostly I spent most of my time doing the fill in here. So you can kind of see some of they almost look like mountains. They're going to be trees. So you can kind of see the shape of the tree forming. They're just way in the background. So I'm over here in this window. So you can see those. Well, she's sitting in front of it, but like I'm in this window pane. It's a lot of stitching, but I love it. It just makes me happy to stitch on it. So it's called A Cozy Respite, and I love the picture. I think it's so, so pretty. So that was number 8. 8, yes. Then number 4, the call was roll the die. So you take one die, or I don't know that I have any die. Well, maybe I do. Anyway, it was easier for me to just go to random.org and pick a random number between 1 and 6 for rolling a die. Mine got number 1, which I'm super happy about. And you're supposed to stitch on the number of elements of whatever you roll. So I rolled a 1, so I only had to stitch one element, complete one element in my piece. And again, I got to choose the piece. So I chose Christmas Dinner. This is by Starburst. This is a very old chart from the early 2000s. This is the painting, but this is what it will look like. And this is also on my WhipGo board, not my Year of Whips. I don't plan to finish it this year, maybe next year. But it is on my WhipGo board to give it some love and move it forward. Because I had to stitch an element, I said originally I was going to try to get this background, or at least get to the Santa, and then come down here and start in on the animals. Well, because I was doing an element, I just came down here and I've messed up somewhere in here. I have a whole extra row somehow. So what I did was I stitched this little plot of snow, which I guess technically that's my one element, I also stitched this little squirrel. I think this is like a half-eaten apple and the carrots and that sort of thing. So there's apples and carrots. So I did work on that. And this is a 32 count linen of some sort. Stormy, I don't know what kind of linen it is, actually. If you want to know, let me know and I can track it down. So here's a little snow. Here's our little squirrel. He has some beads that go in and he needs same with the bears. They need eyeballs, but I'll do those later. I'll probably do black beads instead of a French knot. You can see this carrot, this apple, and then this is a bunny. Is that a bunny butt? Yeah, it's the butt of a bunny right next door to it. So I got that done, so you can see here the butt of that bunny. It's really fun. I really enjoyed, I was kind of defeated working up in this area, which is also, I think I'm doing, half stitches, 10 stitches, and all that. So now I'm thinking that if I work on the animals and move forward and get to the Santa, maybe that will help me figure out kind of where I messed up or figure out how to adjust and adapt it. So I think maybe that's what I'm going to do. I mean, it doesn't really matter because it all has to be stitched, right? So, but that is where we are now. I can't believe that this little part took me 3 hours. That does not seem like it takes 3 hours, does it? But it did. And it doesn't even really look like a squirrel at this point, but I think with the eyeball and stuff in there, it'll help. Okay, so that was my one element. And then last night or yesterday was called a monochromatic. Number 12, work on a monochromatic piece. Well, I think I only have 2 monochromatic pieces. One of them is that 1 down, 3 across that I talked about in my whip parade, which maybe I should have pulled out, but I didn't because I really wanted to work on this one. This is Quaker Christmas 2 by Bygone Stitches. Now, this picture does not do it justice. It is showing, it's called for 2 colors. Gentle Arts Currant for the red and Gentle Arts Blue Spruce for the green. But I'm not doing it that way. I'm just doing it all in red. And I have all my Vicki Clayton silks. It is perfect red is what I'm using. And I'm stitching this on a 28 count vintage smoky white cashel linen. It's so beautiful. So I did not work a full 3 hours on this one last night. But this is where we're at. So I was able to put in, I think I worked on just a couple hours. So I put in this motif and the angel playing the trumpet. So I got those 2 motifs done in 2 hours, and this is where it's going. I love how the red plays on this fabric, and with the tan in the background, it just gives it a little bit of movement. I love vintage smoky white. So that's where we got to on that. And this one will go away. This one was only on my Bringo board one time just to fit that monochromatic prompt. So that's it. So it will go away now until I pull it out again at some point. So that is everything I worked on this week. So pretty good. I feel like I'm working on a lot of different things this month because of Bringo. I always feel that way with Bringo. Couple quick haul. I got my Classic Colorworks Floss Fix from Fat Quarter Shop. These are our colors of the month. They go in alphabetical order. So this is from January. Magnolia Blossom, Manor Red, Mariner's Compass, Marmalade, Marvelous, and Meadow Green. So you can see those names there. So we're in the M's. So that is fun. And then I picked this up. I watch Gary and Ronnie every week. They're Flosstube, Garron Stitchery. And they have a designer of the month focus every month. And their charts are on sale for that month only from that designer. I swear I had this. And when I checked, I do not have it. So I got it. It's by Sue Hillis. It's called Christmas Morning. And I just love it. It's just very kind of classic Christmas. So I thought it was very, very cute. So I got that. That's all I got for haul. For giveaways. Okay. I see I have a bunch of emails from my anniversary giveaway. I have not replied to any of you yet, but I see I have the emails. So I will be replying this weekend to you and getting everything sent out probably on Tuesday since Monday is a holiday and I don't think the mail runs on Monday. Okay, so our giveaways from last week was this garden duet by Hands On Design. Very cute, perfect for spring. And the winner of this is Krista Fira 21. Krista, Kristafira. Krista Fira. So email me your address at czykstitch@gmail.com and I will try to get that sent out on Tuesday. Next up, we had Bouquet for April. Just a really, really pretty piece. And the winner of this is Oodles of Stitches, $32.95. I think you're in the UK. So we will get that sent out to you when I get your address. Now, for giveaways for next week, we have 2 of them. So first up is the 1544 band sampler by Works by ABC. This my friend Andrea gave this to me for Christmas a few years ago now. I have stitched it in blue. My friend Tammy FFO'd it for me as a wall hanging, and it's hanging upstairs in my hallway. So I've done this, FFO'd it, it's hanging on my wall. So I'd like to give this away to somebody else. It calls for 2/2 on 27 count banding, 4.7 inches wide, but I mean, of course, you can stitch it on whatever you want and whatever colorway you want. If you'd like to be entered to win this, say sampler. And she gives you information about her inspiration sampler that she pulled this from. And don't say giveaway or win or anything like that in the comments. Then this next one, I bought at Acorns and Threads a little while ago for you guys because I just thought it was so cute. It's a Satsuma Street. It's called Pretty Little Baby. Now, it's meant to be like a baby sampler, but you could leave the baby's name off if you wanted to and just have like a really pretty, colorful, like castles. I just love the colors. But if you want to do it as a baby sampler, you can do that too, of course. You can modify the colors and all that. But I just thought this was so cute and pretty. And you can just buy like a wood hoop and paint it whatever color you want and go from there. So if you would like to win this, say baby. B-A-B-Y, baby. Okay, so that's for next week. And then, so my plans, continue working on 25/7. Happy New Year. This is our last week of Bringo, so it only goes through the 25th, which is hard to believe. Today's call was, so I have the call for tonight, was number 13, which is a whip or new start that was either gifted to you or that will be a gift for someone else. So I'll be working on 'Tis the Season by Blackbird. It's in this book, Home for the Holidays. And I am stitching this for my mother. She knows about it. So that is that piece. And I'm working on that cardinal. I do not know what I'm stitching this on. So I would have to, still have some thread hanging there. So that is the cardinal. He's very stripy, which I don't love, but I think it'll be okay. So that's where I'm at. So I will definitely be finishing up that cardinal and kind of continuing on from there. You can see it shows up much better in person, but it's kind of washed out on the screen. But I have the word 'tis in because she wanted it in English to say 'tis the season. So that will be worked on tonight. This one is also on my WhipGo board and my Year of Whips. My WhipGo board, it's not the call for this month. This month, the WhipGo calls were Christmas dinner and beautiful things. So I'm just pulling this out because it's a gift for someone. So this will just be like one extra day of work on it. And then we'll see the rest of the calls when we get to them. I think that's everything. This is much shorter than I thought it would be with all the pieces that I worked on, but I got lamps to set up now. So I'm excited about that. While this is uploading, I'll go ahead and do that. Anyway, I hope you're doing well. We are sunny, but very cold here for us. It's getting down into the 20s overnight, which for us is very cold. But we are otherwise doing very well. So I hope you're all doing well and staying safe, and I will see you all next week. Bye.